It's a good thing it's just a test. It's a good thing. It helped if I'd unmute my microphone. I actually have 3 cameras that do 4K, and I've only got one hooked up. That's what I was talking about when nobody could hear me. We're just testing bandwidth requirements, system requirements, stuff like that when you're streaming in 4K. I need to look at system resources and see what's going on. Okay, now that is putting a very respectable load on my GPU. And I have a 3090 Ti Founders Edition card. Let's bring this up here. Shout live. I don't have my Stream Deck set up for XSplit. I normally use Streamlabs when I'm gaming and streaming. And as you can say, at 4K, the bit rate's at 18,000. And I've got graphics overlays going. I've got chroma key going. I've got some other stuff going, and that's putting, like I said, a respectable load on the GPU, 79, 80%. So let's go back to the camera. And this dropped it down to about 75%, but I've got chroma key going. I've got graphics going. I've got plugins going. I've got quite a bit of stuff going on just for this simple outlay right here. So yeah. While I'm here, if there was somebody jumped onto my stream the other night and I missed it, and I can't remember his name. For some reason, it's not saving comments or during the live stream, and I went and checked the settings. It's supposed to be doing it, but it's not. You know, you know how that is. But they wanted to know if I still did sim racing. I still do, but I have not been doing it for a while. I think I've sim raced like twice in the last 3 months because I've got a lot of problems going on in my personal life that I'm trying to get a job, go back to work, stuff like that. And the other thing is I've got this computer set up over here that you cannot see that I set up for testing older components. It's a 6th gen Intel i7 6700. It's got 32 gigs of DDR4 2400 RAM in it. It's got a 1 terabyte NVMe drive on the motherboard, and then it's got either a 1 or 2 terabyte storage drive. Wait, I don't think I even have a storage drive back in that computer. I need to go back and look. I think I took it out and used it in another build. But anyway, what else? Oh, the one thing we did upgrade to, and it was used, is we upgraded the 1070 to a 2070 Super, and it seems to work really well. I keep hoping that I'll rake up enough money that I can upgrade that to a new AMD like 7000 series. You know, I would love to be able to go to a 7950 X or whatever that X3D. I don't know, but I don't see that ever happening. It was Cash. Cash, you were the one who asked me if I still did sim racing. I I do and I don't. I've raced a couple times in the last couple months, but I've been dealing with a lot of other problems. So by the time I get online to stream, I'm doing PUBG or something. And we're just testing because I'm streaming in 4K and not the 30 whatever. I'm the ultra 4K 4096 by 2160, 18,000 kilobits per second. Uh, I just want to see how this is going to work. You know what? I don't think I even have my. I might could alleviate that just a little bit. Hopefully, I won't crash the stream while I'm doing this. Gotta have my purple in there too, right? Let's hold it at 20. We could bump that up a little bit. Now, I don't think that's going to be make any difference on the. A lot of people don't realize uh, that the more you add into your stream, be graphics, anything graphics related, the more strain it puts on your system. I've got, like I said earlier, I've got chroma key going first off, but to remove background, and then I've got overlays. I've got some other plugins and stuff running that you don't see, and all that uses GPU. So just to do this simple scene right here in 4K, Ultra 4K, is putting I'm using 75 to 79% of my GPU, and I've got a NVIDIA RTX 3090 Ti Founders Edition card, which is a pretty stout card, by the way. It's scoring better now than it did when it was first released in benchmarking. Uh, that's that's a decent wheel cache. Uh, However, if you get the full bundle, I assume that you're going to get the bundle. What's that going for now? Do you know? I'll go. Let me look it up. That's not bad. I will ask. Do you have a oh, you're looking at the one that comes with the shifter. Okay. Most of those come with paddle shifters. Mine is. I've got a Moza shifter, but it's bolted to my sim stand back here behind this green screen that so you can't see it right now. I also have the handbrake. Now I started out last October with a Thrustmaster, the T300 RS GT bundle. It came with the T300 and, and pedals and all that. And it at that time it was pretty expensive. It was like $450. By the time I paid tax and everything, it was over $450 for that. And it was good setup. Don't get me wrong. It was really good. However, I got sponsored by Moza, and they sent me the R5 bundle, the complete bundle that come with the pedals and the wheel and stuff. And of course, I got some extra stuff with it because I was sponsored. And I tell you what, there's for an entry level direct drive setup, that is a great setup. Unfortunately, it's going to run you what, $599 plus tax and shipping, and it doesn't come with an external shifter. It just comes with the paddle shifters. But that's all you need for a Assetto Corsa Competition. You don't have to have an external shifter. In fact, in a Assetto Corsa Competizione, the only external shifter that will work will be a not the H pattern, but the other one. And my mind's going. I'll have to Google it later because I can't pull it up. The hard drive is full and it's deleting information to make room for more. You know what I mean? The joys of getting older. Sequential. It would have to be a sequential shifter to work in a set of Corsa Competizione, where all you have is shift up, shift down. You see what I'm saying? Now, an H pattern shifter will work in a set of Corsa, just not a set of Corsa Competizione. Let me grab me a cup of coffee. Okay, I'm back. Although it's not showing me back yet. There's such a huge delay in the stream. But that's the price you pay for 4K or Ultra 4K at that. Uh, my normal streams are going to be in 1080p, but I wanted to check this out because I used to do audio production and video production for hire, and I want to put something back together where I can do basic live streaming for others and try to generate a little income. And I want to make sure, I want to know what my limitations are before I take a job. You understand what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing: if I wasn't using this capture card, what I would do is I'd just pull this capture card out and I'd put me an ARC, an Intel Arc A770, and let it just handle the streaming load all by itself, and it would be perfect for that. And then I could offload some of the other graphic stuff over onto the 3090 Ti, and boy, could I do some stuff. Yeah, I don't have Forza. Ain't Forza a console game? Forza 5 or something like that? Is, is that just console? I'm not keeping up with the stuff anymore. Hardly cash. Figure out where my mouse went here. Okay, PC and Xbox. Well, I have both. Although I don't use the Xbox. I don't know if you've been on the streams and heard us talking about that. It's a last gen. It's not the newest one. I recorded an album for a band here locally, and originally they came to me and said, "What would you charge us to just record our drums, to redo the drum techs?" And they were people I'd done stuff for before, and I liked them. I'm like, if it's just the drums, I won't charge you anything. Bring the kid out, and we'll set it up, and we'll get this done. 7 months later, we had redone the entire album. It was like 10 or 14 tracks, and we had to redo everything. And I ended up doing that for free. Well, the bass player felt bad about the situation because he knew about the problems I was having financially, and he brought me a couple $100, which was nice of him. He didn't have to. Uh, well, the lead vocalist, not to be outdone, brought me a new Xbox, an Xbox One S or whatever it is. And I didn't say nothing, but at the time I was thinking, I'd have rather just had the cash because I need to pay my bills. But I still have it. I've hooked it up and turned it on maybe 3 times in 5 years. I've got a friend over on Facebook that supports my streaming over on Facebook that plays PUBG, and she is in Australia, and unfortunately she's on console. She cannot afford a computer, and she wants me to play PUBG with. I tried. I hooked it up, and I tried, and I've been on PC so long that I was so frustrated with that controller, I was about to throw that Xbox and that controller out the window. And I don't understand it because I used to be a console player because I had all of them in my truck. I drove a truck from 2000 to 2010, and I don't remember what I know. I had a PS2 or a PS3. I had a Nintendo Wii, and I had an Xbox 360 at one point, and then an Xbox something else. And I kept those in there, and I played on them a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to by any means. I mainly kept them in there so that my wife and my grandchildren would have something to do in the truck if they went out on the road with me. And my wife used it, of course, used the I don't remember the Xbox, whichever one it was that would do Blu-ray at the time. She used it to watch movies on the TV in the back while I was driving. And of course, my grandson, he played all the video games. How long have I been streaming for now? Unfortunately, it's I'm doing I'm streaming and I'm recording. That's why. Let me see something here. Let me stop the recording and see what that drops down to. Yeah, let me look at that. Oh yeah. Actually, I was doing a local network stream, a YouTube stream, and recording. And when I stopped the local network stream, that dropped my GPU usage down to 36%. Hell, I got plenty of headroom. Not to mention that I've got uh, YouTube open over here, and I've got Facebook up over here, and I've got plenty of stuff going. So now I can tell how long I've been streaming. 19 minutes, almost 20. We'll let it. We'll do a little bit longer there, and I'm watching temperatures and stuff. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it's going to be worse than gaming and streaming. The 360 you could improve on. What CPU's in it? Because I'll let you in on a little secret here. Do you know what processor you have in it? Ryzen 5? Uh, Go over to newegg.com and search for XFX 6950 XT. It's on sale right now for $629, and it beats the tar out of that 4070 or that 4080 in most applications. And the reason I say that is I have a 3090 Ti in this build right here, and I started to get a 6950 XT, but at the time there was like less than $50 difference between that AMD, that XFX, and my 3090 Ti. The 3090 Ti had dropped down over at Best Buy down to uh, $1,099 plus tax. So there was only like $40-50 difference between the two, and I wasn't familiar with the AMD card at the time, and because I did audio and video production, and I wanted to go with something that I was familiar with, and I took the safe road and I took the 3090 Ti. That same month, Carlucci, one of the gamers that I play with, that I had given him my old production computer about 3 years ago, and it had the i7 6700 and a 1070 in it, and it got to where he was having problems with it. And I said, why don't we just build you a new computer, and I'll try to help you come up with some of the parts. And he bought the XFX Merc 319 6900 XT, and that's the only difference between his build and my build as far as the hardware, as far as the motherboard and all that. It's all the same components. We just have different video cards. And because of AMD's driver updates, that 6900 XT is trading blows with my 3090 Ti. So it makes me regret not buying that 6950 XT. I wished I had the money today. I would go ahead and snake one up while it was $629 and keep it for another build. I know it's now considered a last gen card, but there's not anything in the 40 series that I even want to look at right now. I wouldn't mind a 4090, but I can't justify the cost of a 4090. And they're 4060 Ti, they're 4070, 4070 Ti, they're 4080. I just know. And that's how I wouldn't buy one. I would buy another last gen card before I bought one of those. And right now, that 6950 XT, like I said, is down to $629 over on Newegg. But here's the thing: that 6950 XT is going to whip all over that 4070 and everything but ray tracing. And I can't speak for you, but out of all the games I play, only one even gives me the ability to use ray tracing or DLSS. Only one. And my card's a beast without using it. So it's like, that 4070 is up there close to that 6950 XT in price today. I'm going to go back over to Newegg. And I'll compare the two. We'll go ahead and open that window. Dude, there's over on Newegg, there's $30 difference between the Asus RTX 4070 and that 6950 XT. I'd spend the extra $30 and get the 6950 XT. Now, I have not went and looked at a FE card. I can go price the FE card. Let me do that right quick. Best Buy. No, it's $30 difference. It's $600 as well. I'm telling you, go look at the benchmarks, and you'd probably be happier that you got the 6950 XT because it has 20 gigs of RAM. It outperforms that 4070 in everything except for ray tracing. It does use more power. You know, you might, I don't know what size your power supply is. Let me look at that 4070 because it's 12 gigs. But what's the memory, the bus on it? What's the bus specs? Oh, I want to see the full specs because that's where the secret is. Oh, it's got a 192-bit bus. Let me see if I can find the specs on the. Yeah, the 6950 XT uses a 256-bit bus. It's got 16 gigs of DDR6 in it, a GDDR6. Yeah, I would like to upgrade this old computer. I'd use the same case, the power supply and everything, because it's got an 850-watt power supply in it, and it's not that old, and it's a Platinum Series power supply. Uh, but I'd like to replace the motherboard, the RAM, and the video card, even though it has a 2070 Super in it, which does really good, by the way. Well, I wished I had the money. I'd build one for you. Now, I went with the Ryzen 9 5900X, uh, 32 gigs of uh, PC 3600, and I've got a 1 terabyte NVMe drive and a 2 terabyte NVMe drive. Then I've got a 2 terabyte uh, SATA drive, and I've got the 3090 Ti in this, and the case. I bought it. I skimped on the case. If you've ever seen my other videos, you know I got the Kadir C590 case that came with 9 pans, and I bought a Betru Lurker 360 AIO, and all of it together came out to like 2552. But if I'd went and had somebody, and bought a ready built computer at that time, it would have cost me between $4,000 and $5,000. So I built it for about half of what I could buy it ready made for. And I don't have any regrets about it being a 3090 Ti other than I wished I'd went ahead and bought that 6950 XT, because they made a lot of updates to the driver since then, and I would love to see what that card's doing, because I got a sneaking suspicion that If the 6900 is trading blows with my 3090, then I'm fairly sure that the 6950 XT is outperforming it when it comes to gaming and stuff. Will it outperform it in ray tracing? No, but I don't use ray tracing. Neither does I don't know anybody personally that I game with that uses ray tracing. Uh, uh, what are you having a problem with? I haven't had any problem out of mine. It runs plenty cool. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but I finally flipped the bottom fans over so that they would suck air into the case instead of being exhaust. And because I'm water cooled, I didn't see much difference in my CPU, or I didn't in my temperatures. I did see a difference. Don't get me wrong, but not as much as I thought I would. Right now, I'm streaming and it's a pretty heavy load. Let me see what my temperatures are. Well, the RGB doesn't really need any great features to make your computer better. Stop and think about that a minute. Here's the thing. I've got, I had 6 of them of the. Let me see if I can find the box, and I'll show you. This box dirty and dusty. That's how long it's been sitting over. This is when I did that other build that got stolen. I got the ML 120 Pros, Corsair, and this box of fans right here cost more than that case with 9 fans at the time. I'd have to go look at the results. I think I paid $300 something for 6 of those fans. I about shit. Pardon my English, everybody. That was during COVID, 2020. Everything was shut down, and then fans went from 3 of them plus with everything in the, because it comes with the controller and all that, and a RGB hub, blah blah blah, fan controller, come with a bunch of stuff, and they went from $79 to. Matter of fact, I bought them on Newegg. Let me look at Newegg. I'll tell you what that was. It was really ridiculous. But you can always swap out the fans and the controller in that case. You don't have to keep them. But here's the thing: as long as they're working and they're moving air, and other than making you feel better about being pretty, there's nothing wrong with it. And I don't know if you've seen did you see the update video I did? I know I'm boring you now, but let me look through my orders. I have to go back a while. I want to view the invoice. Oh yeah, here it is. Let me push this live. I ordered 2 of them. Them 2 boxes of fans cost me $246 at the time. So you can understand. What are they costing today? See, out of stock. You can't get them. Here's these. Take $70 times 3, because there's 9 fans in that case. For me, it's not hard, Cash. But I've been in computers since 1989. Okay, and I'm just used to it. It's not that hard. There's plenty, especially go watch J2Z or Gamers Nexus or any of them, and find one of their how-to videos on building a computer. You should get to it, no problem. But keep in mind, let me get my calculator, and I'm going to show you how much money you saved by not buying them Purdy fans. Uh, 9 fans with the RGB controller and the fan controller would have run you $210 plus tax. See what I'm saying? So you figure another $21 in tax, or let's see, 860, $24, depending on where you are, maybe more. So say it saved you $240 just on the fans. You see what I'm saying? So my advice to anybody, when you're building a computer, don't put all your money into RGB like this. Try to find you a good case with good fans that'll do the job that will make you happy, and then put that money that you could have saved put that into your CPU, put that into your RAM, put that into your video card. You see what I'm saying? That's why I recommended that Kadir C590, not because it was the best case out there, but because at that price point, if you're on a budget, you're trying to build a computer. Uh, Looky there, there's $234 that you could put, like I said, put towards a better CPU, more RAM, a better video card, a bigger power supply. I'll show you. I'd have to go way back to show you. There's the order total for when I built that Kadir's. That was everything you see here: the motherboard, the case, the RAM, power supply, cooler, everything but the video card, and I spent $1,171.74. There's that first build I did in 2020. There's that $2,950 to $40 right there wasn't but a fraction of that build. That was when I built that Threadripper 3960X. That one got stolen last year, and I'm crying. I had $6,000 in that build, and I'll never get to do it again. I don't think. I don't see my YouTube channel ever taking off to the point where I can afford to do builds like that for content. I would love to be able to make enough money off YouTube to where, not only could I build computers like that, I could give them away to my viewers and have the money to ship it to them and stuff. It's just not there. And right now I'm unemployed. Uh, I got robbed last year. They stole all my audio production equipment, all my cinema cameras, all my video production equipment. They stole my production computer. They stole my entire live sound setup and all my lights out of the barn, including the trailer that it was in. That's an interesting question. Uh, I'll have to go Google that. I seen some benchmarks on that the other day, and I'm thinking, don't hold me to this. I'll have to go back and look, but I think the 5800X is the king of the hill right now when it comes to gaming, just gaming. If that's all you're gonna do is gaming, I think it's the fastest one out there, but I could be wrong, okay? No, we never did find out who robbed me. The Because of everything else that's going on with in my life right now, the laws just didn't give a shit. I'm gonna put this out there, and I shouldn't, but I don't hide nothing from anybody. Anybody that's been on this channel a long time knows that for 13 years, my wife was extremely ill. She had 16 strokes, uh, was in the hospital more times. We never got any help. We never got Social Security. We never got Medicare. We never got Medicaid. We never got SSI. We didn't even get food stamps. We couldn't get anything. We couldn't get any help. And I begged for help. Well, there at the end, I was beat plumb to death. We had to move here into this old shack. This was my studio where I did recording and stuff, and it was never meant to be my home. It's a shack. But there at the end, I was out of money, and we had to move into here. And simple things, simple things. I had to. I can't tell you how many times in one day I'd have to pick her up out of the floor where she would fall and hurt herself. And everybody out here knows this, okay? Everybody out here knows this. Uh, she would take off across the yard and fall down, and the neighbors would pick her up and bring her home. And she'd have bruises and stuff from where she fell. Well, when she had that last stroke, I took her to the hospital, and they decided that I must have beat my wife or something. And the last 4 days that my wife was alive, that they denied me access to my wife. They wouldn't let my son in to see her. They wouldn't let her brother in to see her. They wouldn't let her cousins in to see her. In fact, if you called up to the hospital and asked, they'd swear up and down that she wasn't there. They called the sheriff's office and Adult Protective Services, and the woman from the sheriff's office, without talking to anybody, decided that I must have beat my wife, and went and lied to two judges and got me arrested, and charged me with murder, saying that I murdered my wife. I was in jail 64 days before I raked up the money to get out of jail. While I was in jail, they put me all over the newspapers here and onto the local TV. Every meth head in the county knew that I wasn't home. They knew I was in jail. They broke in. They stole everything I had of value, and nobody cares. To this day, they've never done an investigation. For anybody that's listening, they've never talked to any of my neighbors. They've never talked to anybody in the family. They haven't talked to my son. They haven't talked to my wife's brother, who lives right across the alley. They haven't talked to any of her cousins. They haven't talked to a soul. But in the meantime, I'm not allowed to travel for work. I can no longer leave town to go do audio or video production, for other people. I could be in Oregon right now working on in a video production studio making $4,000 a week, but I can't go. Nobody here locally will even talk to me about a job once they find out what I'm going through, and you have to tell them, because it'll come back up on your background check, either way. So I'm right this minute, I'm persona non grata locally. Nobody will hire me. I can't get any help. I can't get food stamps. Uh, it's bad, and I still got to go to court. And here's the thing: because I'm not in jail, I'm not a priority. It could be another 4 years before I get to go to trial and clear my name. But in the meantime, I have to call my bonding company every week, and if I can't pay my phone bill and I can't call him, then he'll go off my bond, and I'll go back to jail, and I'll be in jail until they finally take it to trial. And I hate to have to tell people that, but that's where I'm at. And I can assure you that anything that I've said in this video is 100% the gospel truth. If you know where to find me over on Facebook and stuff, you can go look at my Facebook page, or talk to anybody that actually knows me, and they'll tell you the same thing. It makes me sad, and I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. What I would like to do is survive first off, and figure out how I'm going to pay my bills, and get this channel going to the point where I can go ahead and do whatever it is that I can do, and keep on doing stuff, until this is resolved one way or the other. I've laid here for months, just wrecked. And if you watch my streams and stuff, you can tell I'm not right. And I apologize, everybody, but there's a reason I'm not right. Uh, I'm losing my mind. I would rather be creating content and building computers and shooting video and live streaming and running sound and uh, I don't want to have to sit here and dwell on all the things that are wrong in my life. I want to be doing better right up until I can't anymore. Cash, I don't know where you're at, uh, but if you're close by and you want me to help you build a computer, if you're close enough that you can come out, I'll build it for you. And if not, uh, maybe we'll figure something out, and I can help you in a stream and talk you through it or something. I don't know if you have a webcam or anything like that, but we could probably work something out to where you got your computer built. Okay. Yeah. For those that don't know, Moza dropped me because of everything that's going on in my life. They felt that they didn't want me out there repping their product. I'm like, okay. I'm like, there's a lot worse people than me out there in the world, and you're talking to some of them every day. But I'm going to continue to be me on these streams. I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to smoke my cigarettes. I'm going to say whatever's on my mind. I'm just going to be me, and either people will appreciate me for me, or if they don't, hey, I get it. I'm not. I may not be your cup of tea. Just go on and find somebody who is. There's a few people that do cash, and without them, I would not be here today. I was really shocked at not only did some people step up to help me, but who stepped up and helped me. Uh, I'm also shocked at those that did not here locally. I don't you haven't been around that long as far as on the stream. I don't think we've even talked about it mostly on YouTube. But I used to do 30 or 40 charity shows a year. I would uh, I would provide sound and lighting for free for charity events and stuff. And I've helped more people than I could even count here in the Permian Basin. And none of them stepped up to help me when I needed it. So yeah, you know. So my advice to people out there that are doing anything for a living: know your worth, and it's okay to do a good deed, but don't let people pressure you into doing stuff for free in the name of charity. Okay. Uh, Even the American Heart Foundation realizes that everything comes at a price. That's why all them charity organizations says all proceeds or all profits go to, because they know that they've got to pay for talent. They know that they've got to pay for sound. They know they got to pay for lighting. They've got to pay for venues. They've got to pay whatever it is they've got to pay for. They know they have to pay for it, and it's not all free. So don't let people pressure you into doing stuff for free if it's going to hurt you and hurt. And by hurt you, I mean the difference between paying a light bill sometimes and not paying it is $50, right? You know, if you come up $50 short because you work for free and your lights get cut off, then it's going to cost you 500 or 600 more to get it back on by the time you pay the reconnect fee, the disconnect fee, uh, most places will want you to put up an additional deposit. I mean, there's a lot of things that people don't think about, they take for granted. And hopefully I haven't bored y'all to death or made y'all leave and unfollow or unsubscribe and all that. Uh, but we have been streaming now for almost an hour at Ultra 4K. And let me check this right quick. Let me check my temperatures. This is that Kadir's case. That it's at 62C and it's 80 degrees in here right now. I don't have the air conditioner on, and I'm out in West Texas. I'm out here in the desert. It's hot. The humidity's up. It's 79% humidity. It's 78 degrees here in the shack and 48% humidity right now. And I'm running at 62 degrees Celsius on the CPU. The motherboard temperature is 34C or 93 degrees. Yeah, good temperatures all the way across the board. Uh, Stay in touch, Cash. Are you on Facebook? Do you have Facebook, Cash? Hey, Shuri Yappas. I found this on the web for Sherry Apple. Check it out. How you do it? We're fixed to get off here. We're just doing a test stream in Ultra 4K, 18,000 kilobits per second. I've got chroma key running. I've got a little bit of graphics going. Oh, okay. I was gonna say because if you have Facebook, you can catch me over on the OG gaming page every day, every night. If I'm not in town looking for a job and I'm here at home, I'm on Facebook. And I have a lot of people that I talk to over there and that I check on and I make sure they're doing okay. And they check on me. They support the stream. I'm not streaming to Facebook right now because Facebook does not support 4K unless you're a partner. And Sharap Z, I probably pronounced your name wrong and I apologize, but I tried. Oh, I could, but I'm in 4K. I mean, I don't know how that would work. You know what? Let's find out. If this don't put a load on it, nothing will, right? Uh, yeah, it gets expensive, Cash. This computer, the C590 build, if I had did a pre-built on any of the websites and bought one all ready to go, it was between 5 and 6 thousand. I'd have to go back and look. It was way more. I said 4 or 5 a while ago. It was more than that. It was a lot of money. Let me let me see what this is doing to my settings here. I mean my no, that ain't what I want. My system resources. 23% CPU, 35% GPU. And y'all can't see my stuff right now. Well, I guess you can. Let me change my settings so I can have audio. Get my headphones on. Cash, ask yourself what you're really going to be doing with that. That 4090 is a lot of money. Do you need a 4090? I'm telling you, if I was building a computer right now, and I was looking at anything more than an Intel Arc A770, I would go straight to the XFX 6950 XT. I'd spend that $629 on it, and I'd never look back. Because it'd be nice to have a 4090. Don't get me wrong, but I'm doing everything I'm doing right now with the 3090 Ti, which 6 months ago was the best card that you could buy, and I still wish I'd bought that 6950 XT. It's still relevant. It's not going to be obsolete for several more years. I would go with the 6950 XT and the best CPU that I could afford. I would probably look at a 7950X, not the X3D, just the X. I would love to do an all AMD build and benchmark it and test it, and do that over a period of time to see, because I know for a fact, I know this because Carlucci lives right here in town with me, and he has brought his computer out since we built it last year, September, whenever it was. It was right after I did the C590. It was the Vetru build that's here on YouTube. That's Carlucci's computer, and we've checked it, and every time they do updates for the drivers and stuff, it gets better. And it's that 6900 XT that he has is trading blows with my 3090 Ti. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Despite all the marketing hype, my 3090 Ti beats everything in performance except the 4090, unless you count ray tracing. Now, if you count ray tracing in DLSS 3, it's a different story. But in just raw compute power, stuff that I'm doing right now, my 3090 Ti beats everything but the 4090. See if I got audio in there. We're going to do a casual. I've got one casual left. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see the numbers right there. I'm in game and streaming in Ultra 4K. I'll leave that up once we get in the lobby. You can watch it when we get into the queue. Now, keep in mind, I could drop that GPU and stuff. I could drop all that down a little bit just by closing Microsoft Edge and closing this window. The more windows you have open, the more resources you're using. I'll have to go Google those. Uh, Look at the specs and see if it's 5G or 6G, and then look at the maximum transfer speeds. Now, y'all see these specs, right? The system use here. Let me show y'all something. I go to my settings, my advanced graphics. Look here. Just about everything's on ultra except for my shadows and my foliage. Okay, but other than that, it's everything's on ultra. That's ultra settings, and I'm streaming in ultra 4K. And I'm still getting 230, 240 frame rate, 244, 234. But when I'm gaming and streaming, Cash, I don't use Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired. I do have Wi-Fi here in the shack, but I don't use it for gaming or streaming. After this game, I may hook up my GoPro, see if I can bring it in to the stream. I know there's people by me. I'm kind of tired, so I'm I need some more ammo. 45. Like well, somebody else is here. Where you at, Bot Man? Where'd you go? We talked it over. I don't need that. Hell, I don't have any partners. What do I need it for? I know I need some more 45 though. Yeah, there's something wrong with this game. See, now it won't move right. We talked it over. It'll be all right. See, what the hell, PUBG? Where you at?
Really need some more 5 mil. But a 45. Where's he at? This is a bad thing about being old. I can't see. We'll see. Really need to change my stream information since I'm playing PUBG now. Rolled my car up. Here's your 6X cash. A minute. Ah, crap. Really? Real player. He's got the McLaren skin. I need to get to the top 15 so I can get rid of some of my. I need to kill one more person with the headshot. Kill one more person with a 4 or higher scope. And I need to use a boost item while 15 or fewer players remain 4 times. Whoops. I don't like being out here without a car. You're an easy target running across you like this. But I'm just playing it safe right now. Ah, damn it. I was trying to get over to my. I need to see my desktop. Let's see. I need apps. No, all apps. Deal with the temperature running while I'm in game and streaming. 66 degrees Celsius. I think that's going to do it for the stream here. I've been streaming almost 1.5 hours in Ultra 4K and did some gaming, and looks like it'll be just fine. So thank everybody that stopped by the stream. Thank you, Cash. Cash, if you need any help with anything, just let me know. I'll Google that Netgear AC 1200 and the Netgear AC 1900, and I'll try to post a comment with what the difference is, if it'll let me. But anyway, till next time, this is Vitali. Y'all stay safe over here. I'm out of here.